it's your girl Razia J, and I'm back with another video. If this is your first time landing on my channel, seeing my face, welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. And if you have been rocking with Ray, thank you so much for your continual support. It means the world to me. On this channel, it's where faith, family, and social work intersect. I am a believer, military spouse, a mom of two, and a macro social worker. So if you're interested in talking about faith, family, and a little bit of social work, consider jumping on board and joining my tribe by subscribing down below. And if you are already subscribed, consider turning on your post notification bell so you don't miss another upload. And while I have you here, comment down below what's your scent of the day, because your girl also loves smelling good. Today I am wearing a fragrance from Oksha, and that fragrance is one of my favorite Oksha fragrances. I just did a video for my other channel, and that fragrance is Canon, which is a dupe for MFK Gentle Fluidity Gold. So if you are here, tell me what you're wearing down below. Let me know what brought you to the channel and how is your summer going. Let's jump right into today's video where we're going to be talking about self-care. And we're doing this whole burnout series, Burnout to Balance, and episode 2 is all about self-care and how you can maintain it. So I do have some notes because you know your girl is always going to come with the notes. But today we're just going to dive into some practical strategies for self-care and how you can implement it, even if you are the busiest person in this world. I know we're all busy. I know we're all managing multiple things. As I said in my intro, I am a mom, I am a wife, I am a social worker, I have a full-time job, and I have 2 small kids. But we have to make time for ourselves, especially when we're trying to come out of burnout. We have to be even more intentional about scheduling those appointments with ourselves. Self-care is not a buzzword. I know right now we talk about self-care like this glamorous, luxurious thing that we have to do that needs to be aesthetically pleasing. That includes getting a massage and a facial and getting your nails did and your toes did or going shopping. But the reality is that for social workers, we need to make self-care so common in our everyday life that it becomes a part of our routine. It can't just be this opportunity for us to spend more money to do things. It has to be things that actually fills our cups in order for us to go out and fill the cups of others. So I am just going to really bring this full circle as we talk about it. Self-care is something that is essential for social workers. It's so essential that the NASW added it to its code of ethics a few years ago because we realized that social workers were not taking care of themselves. They were open to taking care of everyone else, but when it came to self-care and taking care of oneself, they were lacking, leading to a lot of burnout, leading to a lot of people leaving the profession, leading to a lot of people talking negatively about their roles and their journey in this profession. And although burnout is not something that is ever really going to go away, but we can really maintain a mindset of self-care so that we can mitigate it from happening so often in our lives. So there are some daily practices that I believe every social worker can do to maintain self-care. One of the ones I want to talk about incorporating is mindfulness and meditation. Taking just a few minutes each day to practice mindfulness and setting your intentions for that day and that moment and being present in that moment can reduce stress by a lot, and it can increase your overall well-being. I think that there are apps that we can utilize. For me, I utilize the Pause app, but there are apps like Calm and there's insight timers. And if you're anything like me, I need to have everything on an agenda. So I actually schedule in my calendar moments for a break. My calendar, my alarm on my phone will go off at different times of the day for me to really and truly take a moment for myself. And because I want to show you guys how I am really into it, I am going to screen record my phone's alarms right now so y'all can see that I'm not playing. So as you guys can see, I wake up and pray at 6:30, and that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. At 8 a.m., I have a stop and pray, and I do this every day because even if it's 2 minutes, my day is about to start for work and I need to set my intentions. If you go down, you see 9 a.m. It says gratitude alarm. And this is simply an alarm where I tell myself 5 things that I'm grateful for, right? Work is about to start. Meetings are about to start. People are going to start calling that phone. You're going to start seeing clients. What are you grateful for? Before you take on everyone else's stuff, what are you grateful for? 1:15 p.m. quiet and meditation, 10 minutes every single day. And then you see 10:15 evening office, meeting with God. And then 8:10, since I skipped it, is stop and pray. These alarms literally save my life. So if you're anything like me and you need alarms and you need reminders, set them in your phone. And when they go off, don't just snooze. Don't just quiet them. Actually take time to be mindful and to meditate and to be present with oneself. Something else that I would say that is easy to incorporate is exercise. One thing for sure, 2 things for certain, your girl is not going to the gym. But I am going to move my body, whether that means taking a 10-minute walk outside during my lunch break, whether that means hopping on my bike, which is right here in my office. And I even got one of those step things from Amazon to do like in a downtime. So if I have downtime at work where the phones are not ringing and I just feel like I need to move my body, I will just get on that elliptical thing and your girl will start moving her body. Physical activity is a great way to boost your mood and your energy and to reduce your stress. And if you're not catching what I'm putting down, for you to not be in a state of burnout, you need to drastically reduce the stressors in your life. Healthy eating, drink your water, stay hydrated, make sure that you're eating foods that are going to fuel your body. For me, I intermittent fast, but my first meal of the day is a fiber-rich food, or it's something like a food that has a lot of grains and is hearty, because I know that your body, your brain, your cells, your organs, they need fuel so that they can function at maximum capacity. Your diet has a direct impact on your mental and physical health. The more sugars you're eating, the more your mood is going to be a little bit lower. And the more leafy greens that you're consuming, the happier and the more boosted your mood is going to be. So I incorporate healthy eating so that my mood is better. Hydration. I don't know about nobody else, but your girl is going to stay hydrated. This is a Stanley. You don't need a Stanley, but make sure that you have some type of watering system, whether that's bottled water, whether that's tap water, whether that's iced water, whether that's room temperature water. Make sure you're drinking your water. Make sure that you're making time to drink your water. And there's also apps that you can utilize, like I think one is like Hydro, and it reminds you to drink water, right? Keep a water bottle handy and stay hydrated throughout the day. It's a simple yet effective way to maintain your energy and your focus. Another thing is that we have to talk about boundaries and time, right? You cannot overexert yourself for a job. It doesn't matter what's going on at work. Remind yourself you have a start time and you have an end time. When I was in the peak of my burnout, I was working around the clock. Listen to me. Do not do that. I was literally clocking in at work. Well, I don't clock in. I'm salaried, but I was going to work at about coming into my office and starting to do work around 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I would work until my kids woke up, give them food, take them off to school, come back to work while they were at school, pick them up from school, come back home, and then work until the wee hours of the evening. Like sometimes my husband had to put my kids to sleep because I was working. Literally, I was exhausted. I would go to sleep, and the minute I would get into like a deep sleep, I would think about work and I will wake up and come to work. So set times. Know when you clock in and know when you clock out. I work from home, so I had to take an extra step, which was setting a routine of clocking in and clocking out. So that routine is I leave my house in the morning and I take my kids to school. It's the summer, my kids are not in school. I leave my house in the morning, I take a walk. If I don't leave my house for the day, I cannot come into this office. And that was something I had to do in order to put parameters in place and boundaries for myself. And then the same thing, I clock out I get in my car, I go and run an errand, I go to the car wash, I do different things on different days. But I leave my house and I physically go, and then I come back and I am now in mom and wife mode. I also had to go as far as putting a calendar thing on my Outlook. 9 a.m. check emails. 4:15 p.m. check emails and prepare for the end of the day. If you are like me and you have no boundaries and you work at home or you work in the office but you're still taking work with you home, that is going to lead into burnout because you're not taking care of yourself. So I want to encourage you to set times, know when you work, and stick to that. Don't do more. Don't do less. Work-life balance is so crucial because when work becomes all you know and you don't have a social life, you're not taking care of your home life, you're not taking care of the people in your life, whether that's your partner, your children, or your friends, or your loved ones, we have a problem that we need to solve. And if you don't take care of it early, you can have high blood pressure, you can have panic attacks, you can have anxiety. It becomes this downward spiral of not taking care of yourself that can lead to long-lasting issues, including mental and physical issues that you cannot get rid of as easily. So take care of yourself now and take heed. And set realistic goals. One of the things that I was dealing with really badly is that I had these out of the world goals for myself because I wanted my boss to like me. I wanted my boss to see that I was doing work. I wanted my boss to see my value, right? My boss had said something to me and it hurt my feelings. So I was in this overproductive mindset of how can I make my boss see that I'm valuable? The truth is, if your boss doesn't see your value now in the person that you are right now, and I'm not saying if you're lazy or if you're on a PIP or if you're not doing what you need to do. If you are doing everything within your powers that you can do to produce and do great work, and your boss doesn't see your value, they're probably never going to see it, and it's time to look elsewhere. But the truth of the matter is, thinking about that constantly and setting these unrealistic goals was leading me to disappointment because they were not goals that I can realistically meet. And in order for me to meet them, I had to work these crazy hours. I mean, 15-hour days, 90-hour weeks, no overtime. You do the math. It was a little bit ridiculous. So set realistic goals for yourself that you can meet without stressing yourself or adding additional stress to your plate. And look for support. I know we don't want to talk about mental health, but if we're going to address the self-care, if we're going to have practical steps for that, we also need to talk about the mental health. Whether it's a therapist, a mentor, or a friend that you can trust to give you great advice, find yourself some support and lean into that. Those people are going to tell you the truth about yourself. They're also going to see things that you are dealing with that you cannot see because your vision is tainted. And they're also going to share those things with you in love. They're going to remind you of your value. They're going to remind you of your purpose, and they're going to remind you of your calling. And they're going to help you to see that you are the it factor, nothing less, nothing less. So yes, if you need professional help, get it. Mental health as a mental health professional is okay. If you need a therapist, baby girl or baby boy, get you a therapist. I have a therapist. Find peer support. Find healthy people that you can talk to. And I don't mean gossiping with your colleagues. Find peer support. For me, my peer support is outside of my job. These are people that are on the same journey as me, probably the same path as me. They're in the same season as me as a social worker. They're a newer social worker. And we're talking about realistically what we can do to make it in the profession without stressing ourselves out. After that, I think we just have to be mindful that burnout is real, but you can take care of yourself and you can show up and be the best version of yourself. So if you enjoyed today's video talking about getting to balance from burnout, leave me a green heart down below and say hello. If you are dealing with burnout or you have any questions about burnout, whether you are a social work student or a social worker, drop it down below and let's keep the conversation going. Until next time, bye.